So a new Halo campaign Evolve trailer just dropped, and there is some stuff I need to criticize. I know, before you get into my comments typing KYS67 or whatever. Now, this won't be some stupid take that the game is woke and needs to be canceled, because I love the Halo franchise as well as the community behind it, because it has become legendary. See what I did there? Enough messing around. Let's get into the title of my video. Why is no one talking about how disappointing Halo is becoming? I scoured the internet the past few days to see where everyone is on the Halo franchise. And while most people are hyped about Halo coming to PlayStation or the graphics pushing Halo to the next generation, which is great and gets more people into the community, I haven't seen much being said about the state of Halo and how far it has fallen. There's obviously been a few videos from Moist Critical or Charlie mentioning how much of a juggernaut Halo was and how it has completely lost the plot, but that is the most I could find coming from major players in the gaming community. So for anyone that didn't grow up in the 2000s putting magnets up to CRTs, Halo spawned the next generation of gaming because of its marketing behind the OG Xbox. The game pushed the limitations of the OG, but it also created a massive online community as well as some of the first content creators within YouTube. From music videos like Halo 2 Rap, which showcased edgy 2000s humor, to more mainstream bops like Red vs. Blue, which still holds up 20 years later because of its storyline. It was vast on what Halo could create. I have to mention that this game changed the landscape of how we interact online. Xbox Live ultimately pushed the gaming community forward, and Halo 2 was the biggest part of that, which shows how important it was. I mean, just look at MLG events of that time. Halo itself wasn't just trying to copy the next big thing. It was its own big thing that many copied up to the 2010s. I will speak more on that later in this video. But it wasn't just online communities that the game would be focused on, as it had so many books, collectibles, and even movies. No, I'm not talking about the Halo series from the 2020s that had Master Chief's butt cheeks for some reason. What I am speaking about are its developers like Bungie and 343 that would give us more live action projects like Halo Landfall or Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn to show appreciation towards the Halo community. And I am definitely not forgetting Halo Legends, which is very slept on within anime culture, but it was cool to see so much passion around Halo coming out of the 2010s. But as time went on, the next installment of Halo 4 couldn't hold up to the image of Halo 3 or Reach due to Bungie leaving the franchise, which is now becoming a fallen studio. And 343 or Halo Studios hasn't been able to deliver a decent Halo campaign other than the Master Chief Collection. Halo 4 and 5 are very rough to sit through, and while they do introduce new mechanics, the lack of environment as well as quality control made the games just unbearable. But then there is Halo Infinite, which sort of revived the franchise, sort of. The multiplayer was kind of forgotten about, and it's only been recently that it has been revived through esports and competitions. I am skimming over other Halo titles like Halo Wars, which I did a video on last year because I own the limited edition, but those also tie into the community passion. The biggest downfall for me on the Halo franchise is that it lost its own IP. When Fortnite stepped onto the scene almost 10 years ago now, so many franchises did the same copy and paste live service narrative because of how much money Epic Games had generated. Halo was no exception to this. Previously, I had mentioned that Halo was its own big thing, but through Halo 5 and Infinite, you can tell they took a more cartoony and less futuristic approach, which it's like, come on, how many more Fortnite-like games do we need in a sea of Fortnite? And this brings me to my criticisms about Campaign Evolved, as it has the same appeal. Through Moist Critical's videos on Halo the past year or so, I have to say that his statement on the first Halo being remade for the second time was a waste and it could have been used on creating something new is pretty damn accurate. It is great to see the community excited for Halo again, making comments like, "We are so back." And it is great to see statements like captured on PS5 Pro within the trailer, because it expands the community even further further, but they could have used those resources towards the Master Chief Collection so the PlayStation community could experience the majority of the story. Yes, we all like updated graphics, but Halo itself is still a beautiful game after all this time. There are some key things that I picked up during the recent trailer releases, and my main complaint is AI. For some reason, there is a scene of a pelican shooting at basically nothing within the trailer, and maybe it could introduce an enemy that wasn't in the original, but it is odd to see. There is also a lot of voice acting that sounds way too AI generated, which caused me to look into the actors, and it does appear there is some changes, but even a lot of facial features look so bubbly like AI, especially with Johnson, and it's just hard to friggin' watch. Now, there's been debates within articles on Halo Studios using AI as a tool and not so much a necessity. Even in interviews, we see Greg Herman, one of the leaders behind Halo, sharing his commitment to the Halo community to make sure AI wasn't the focus. I highly suggest checking out the original to that interview. A link will be in the description. But it is good to see some of the lust for Halo come back, especially with like the brutes or some of the space missions or even the weapons. A big part of what made Halo so successful was the community around its creation. A lot of time and art went into Halo, and it would just create even more disappointment within the franchise if AI was the focus. But I am excited for Halo, and I hope it doesn't fall flat because I want to see more community around it again. Halo is a big part of my childhood. I grew up on Halo 3, I grew up on Halo Reach. It was vast on what you could do, and it felt like the future. The game itself was the future. But with that being said, what is your favorite Halo title? Is it Halo 3 like me, or do you have the same criticisms about Halo Campaign Evolved?